So, back some years ago, I used to have this bad habit of eating junk food, like probably many people do, right? But this one time just changed everything for me. This one moment. So, I was basically in the city. I went with my aunt and my sister to, spend some more time, we with our aunt. And we basically go to this kebab store or whatever, and we stay there. We order, we go at a table, and we start to eat. And as I start eating that kebab, I started to literally hang on a thought of, man, wait, this is really not good for me. Like, this is really, wait, what am I doing? Because back then, I started to develop a new self-image, a new identity of a guy who was healthy and trained and worked out and was an athlete, right? Because I started to started working out or being on my self-development journey, and stuff like that. Basically, I started to listen to some more empowering stuff, some more educational content, and I started to work out better. And because of all that stuff, I started to adopt a new identity of a healthy guy on self-development. And because of that stuff, I I think I didn't even fully finish the meal. And my aunt, if I remember correctly, asked me, "Oh, don't you finish this?" And I just said, like, no, I literally didn't want to. And I said, told myself, man, this has got to be the last meal as a junk food that I have. And I don't remember exactly if that was it, but from that moment, I started to literally just not eat junk food, and I haven't been eating junk food for like years, simply because I just generally don't want to, because that's not my identity. Because I realized with time that whatever is your identity, your identity, your self-image, that's what you will snap back to always. So you try to change, but you just don't manage to. You don't manage to quit these bad habits, and you don't manage to quit to finally be more consistent with the right stuff. And you might ask yourself, well, why? Why does this happen? And I just understood, okay, well, it's because of your self-image, what you believe about yourself, who do you believe you are, right? Unconsciously and consciously. So basically, through this proof that I started to do the good habits and to finally tell myself, show myself this aspect that, look, I'm watching this self-development stuff, and I'm truly improving myself, and I'm working out, and all that stuff. I started to develop an identity, a self-image of an athlete. So therefore, that was not congruent with eating bad. So therefore, that's why I stopped. Another way on how to truly change your self-image and improve it, because you can change it, is by telling yourself constantly, okay, I'm like this, I'm not like that. What I mean is, for example, right, you can constantly say to yourself, I'm an athlete, I'm disciplined, I eat healthy, I train, I go on my runs, I'm disciplined with my workouts, I'm disciplined with my training, I don't eat this kind of food, I don't eat this junk food anymore, I'm not like that anymore. Once you make these statements, and not just statements, but once you start telling this to yourself, not just once, but repeatedly, the more days that you say this, the more that you become over the months, over days, over the weeks, over the months, you become more disciplined and more like that character. It just works. And you might say, oh, but I don't know, man, it feels a bit like a lie. Look, you're right, because you might say that, oh, but I'm not really like that, you might say, right? You are not like that in the past, but you right now are saying this in the present moment, in the present tense. And I told this to some more guys on a post in some community, and they said, man, that's so helpful, this mindset, that I'm gonna tell you right now. You right now are telling this in the present moment. You right now choose to be disciplined, so it's not a lie, it's the truth. Yes, you messed up in the past. Yes, you did this stuff in the past, but that was in the past. You right now are telling this right now in the present moment that you are disciplined. You right now are disciplined. It makes sense, right? So, point is, you start telling yourself that more and more and more, and like me, you'll see that, man, I started to really realize I feel how I become this character, and my habits were reflecting that. I started to actually be more disciplined over the course of, I don't know, maybe a couple months that I've been started to do this. Tell myself, okay, I'm a disciplined guy. I'm a disciplined guy. I'm a disciplined guy. And literally, once you say this to yourself, and your brain, all that it knows is just this in terms of who you are, you just start acting like that way more, 85, 90% of the time, compared to like 20, 40% of the time being disciplined, right? And just messing up for most of the time, but then going and being disciplined for most of the time. It's just so good. You might not be perfect, but you'll go to literally 85, 90% of the time being disciplined, 95%. That's huge. That's a bunch. That's awesome. That's huge improvement. And I remember when, way longer ago, when I was a proper child, I was with some friends, I think, outside, like two of them, I think. And if I remember correctly, two more came. One was a guy we were friends with, and one was his sister. And we didn't see them in a while, if I remember correctly, because she said, "Oh, I didn't know Sebastian got so chubby." And I literally got from excited that we were outside, we were with these friends, and all that stuff. I was literally like, "What?" And I mean, I feel you probably think and realize I felt embarrassed and kind of weird and kind of a bit left out and a bit right. That's probably why I remember this event so well, because we remember stronger emotions better. And man, I just felt disgusting, and I remember maybe in the same day or sometime after this event, either way, pretty sure, I was in the shower, the water was turned on, and I was literally looking at my belly and thinking like, man, what is this? And I got so sad, and I'm sad child, man. I'm like, oof, bro, not good times, not good times. But then over time, I started to build this awesome physique, or at least way better, right? Absolutely better. You started to build muscle, started to finally get leaner, and all that stuff. I started to become more disciplined with my diet, and finally, recently, made way more progress, because I was somewhat muscular, but I still had quite some belly fat. And now I learned some more things with how you're eating, what macros you're eating, and so on, whatever. And being more disciplined with food, and I just got even better results. And yeah, with the time, with the years that I've been putting in with the workouts, man, it's just like 3.5 years. It takes some time, but the time will pass anyway. So once you do these good things, you will naturally get the results compared to the other guys who just didn't put the work in. And you can literally help and inspire so many more people to get into work and to improve themselves. It's so good. And once you do this, man, you just start to get way better results. But that's the thing, it requires discipline. So if you need more help with this, send me a message on Instagram and let's talk and let me help you out. And man, that's the thing. You change this self-image of yours slowly but surely, or even fast, and your results start to change, because based on who you are, that's the type of actions you take. If you're an organized individual and that's what you believe about yourself, you'll naturally be organized. Your room will be organized. You will be healthier, cleaner, and all that stuff, right? So yeah, I started even recently, right? I started to really believe, okay, I'm an organized individual, and I started to take better care of my room. I started to finally clean up after myself after I ate, right? I cleaned the place right away. Even the stove, or how is it called, man? Pan, I think, or whatever, something like that. I cleaned out right away. I cleaned after myself on the desk and so on. And that's again because of identity. That's another example, right? And it's not the most like wow thing, but it's again proof that this stuff works. And simply because of the identity, the self-image you start to get, that's huge, because what you believe about yourself will lead to the actions you take. So if you just change this and improve this, which you can, which I've done, and you perhaps saw this in the videos, it's just so helpful. It just works. So improve this your self-image through telling yourself, okay, I'm a disciplined guy, and telling the qualities you want to have, like I'm like this, I'm like that, and remember the present moment. You're not lying, you're telling the truth, because you right now choose to be like that, so it is the truth. The truth. And also show yourself for proof for the habits, for the good habits, that you actually become that kind of guy. You want to become an athlete, you want to become healthier and healthier, you want to become healthier and feel better and all that stuff. You want to have a great body, you start showing yourself for the workouts, for the trying to eat healthier, trying to get some more aspects of your food, of your diet, a bit healthier. And through that, you start having visual proof that, okay, this is the guy I'm becoming. You start to literally change. Man, it just works. Trust me. You just do this. I got way better results once I start doing this. Start to do this. And the vision, the goal is so good. I remember once, this was back in the day. I think somewhat in the early days of my training, of my working out and stuff, I had a dream. And in that dream, so back then, by the way, my physique was not that wow, right? I didn't really have abs. I had only a 2-pack or max or something. I had still those red or pink lines of work of training the abs out and stuff like that. And I wasn't really that muscular. I didn't really have that many results. But then in that dream, I was in this white room, perhaps heaven, right? Because it was just, man, it was all white, and it was a mirror, and in the back there were like people eating at the table, and everything was white. They were white, the table was white, I think. And I think maybe that was Jesus and with the disciples in heaven, or more people. Do I know? Because that's pretty interesting, right? That's a bit off topic, but that's pretty cool. And man, I just saw myself in the mirror, and guess what I saw? Man, I was jacked, I was lean, I was feeling awesome. I had such an awesome physique, such a great body. I literally got excited, man. I mean, if I remember correctly, I didn't really remember that I had the dream exactly when I woke up. But then I think I went to the bathroom. And then when I got out, I realized, oh yeah, I remember I had this dream just now. I mean, when I slept. Fair enough. And I literally got so excited. I'm like, bro, this was awesome for me, because I saw myself, not just some other people, but although that can help as well, or inspiration. But I saw myself with such a great body. And back then, I didn't really have any results, right? I didn't really have abs. I didn't really have this and that. And I literally saw myself. I had a 6-pack or something. I had abs. I was lean. I was muscular, and I looked great. That was amazing, right? That was awesome. And yeah, that contributed so much to my consistency, because I knew and saw the end goal, which many people just don't focus on. That's why they quit, because they just don't want it bad enough, and they don't specify it enough. And do you understand? So basically, seeing this end goal of mine, man, it just helped me to become way more consistent, because I knew and saw what I was working towards, right? I was excited to the progress I was making, and over the time I built such a way better physique, and I kind of got there somewhat. Maybe I need to be a bit bigger also. But anyway, you get the point. I mean, lean, muscular, healthy, let's go. I mean, it's awesome, man. Excited. Now I also got to go to heaven and all that stuff for that, with that vision. Maybe, the people in the background that I told you about that were eating at the table, that was maybe just God giving me a vision, right? Giving me a vision of what will be. That's awesome. That's beautiful. And yeah, also, by the way, the only path to heaven is Jesus Christ. Amen. Believe that He died for your sins. That's a bit off topic, but that'll help you, because I care about you, so I want you to go to heaven as well, right? So point is, man, your self-image can be drastically improved through these things. So yeah, you just do these things. You'll massively increase your discipline. You'll avoid procrastination way more often. I'm not trying to tell you, like these guys, that, oh, it will all be perfect, you won't procrastinate ever again. Sometimes He will get you, but you going from 50-50 to now 90-10, like 90% of the time you're disciplined compared to 50% or 40 or 20, that's huge improvement. That's literally that's amazing. And you'll make huge progress. So implement this stuff. If you need more help with this and you want to talk with me, send me a message on Instagram. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm Sebastian. Remember, we're limitless because we never peak if we so choose to. And I'll see you, hopefully, in the next one. Peace.